Hey man, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, man? I'm just checking out that Ferguson case that you were telling me about.
Oh, that Mike Brown
Yeah, yeah,
water.
yeah. Thanks, man.
And that. I mean, that's
So,
kind of sad though.
yeah, it is. I'm just finding out about it. What did
Yeah.
you hear about it?
I mean, from what I heard Mike Brown had just robbed a store. I heard Mike Brown was on his way back home.
Okay.
I heard Mike Brown was going to college. I heard Mike Brown wrestled with a cop to get his gun, and the cop shoot him. That sounds like self-defense to me.
Yeah.
But then again, I wasn't there, so I don't know 100% what happened. I don't know Mike Brown's history. I don't know who Mike Brown is.
Mm-hmm.
But all I can say is I hope justice is served, you know what I mean, for the cop, for the family of Mike Brown, and everybody that's, in this whole situation.
Yeah.
But as far as I know, that shit can happen to anybody.
Pretty tragic.
Yeah, but when you think about it, though, it kind of like, stuff like this seems to only happen to black folks. But why is that?
I don't know. That's a good question, man.
It is a good question. I can't fucking answer it. So it never happened to me, and I'm black. So I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, you know what I mean. Like I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. You know what I mean. I can't speak for somebody just because we're the same skin color. You know
Yeah.
what I mean. Like I don't feel like that made much of any sense because at the end of the day, if I was to cut you right now, the same color blood coming out, which is red. You know what I mean.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying. We both share a brain. You got two brains.
No, I got one. I share mine with you. Remember?
Okay, so at the end of the day, man, I mean, we can't. I don't think it's right to judge anything or anyone based on race.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I think race should definitely be left out of a lot of things. I do have a lot of questions, though. I mean,
Like,
it seems like why do black people always wear their pants so low?
what you mean? That's like
Like
saying why the fuck white people climb mountains? Like, come on.
white people are crazy.
You don't think that's kind of racist?
No, man.
I guess you're right. But why white people care more about dogs than they care about people? Yeah, you take a fucking sip for that one. You think about that.
I understand like black people have dealt with a lot of racism and they don't like racism. But if they don't like racism, how come white people can't say the N-word?
What you mean, negative? Neighbors? No?
No.
You talking about nigga?
Yeah, man.
Who told you can't say nigga?
Nobody told me, it's just implied.
I mean, y'all made the word up. The fuck we stopping you from saying nigga for?
Isn't it supposed to be like negro, like the Hispanic word for black?
I mean, I don't speak Spanish, so
Neither do I.
no poquito.
No habla.
This nigga funny. Question though, how come some white people don't like black people?
Who told you that?
Now who told me that? I've seen the shit.
But I thought black people were the ones with anger problems.
Well, technically we are. Not all black people got anger problems. Can you see right now? I would have knocked you out for saying that. Ah, but nah, not all. I don't think all black people got anger problems. I think just those who grew up in a certain environment,
Mm-hmm.
that they just angry for no reason. Where you say anything, they want to fuck you up. I mean, I'm scared of black people, and I'm black. So what does that tell you?
I think white people are pretty scared.
For no damn reason though. Well, somebody told me this a couple days ago. Like, we oftentimes scared of things that we don't know. Like, for instance, I've never, I've never gone skydiving. Maybe you have. I don't know, but I don't think that's for me.
Yeah.
Why? Because I've never done it, and I don't think I'll ever do it. But anyway, that's besides the point. Point is, white people. Well, most white people are not scared But you know, they have a feeling that if they be around black folks, you know what I mean, bad things might happen. I guess you could say scared, but
I don't know. I've been hanging out with you for a while. I don't think anything bad has happened yet.
have I robbed you? See, point is, you know, black, white, brown, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I think we all can be friends. You know what I mean? Despite the bullshit that's going on in Ferguson, because I was online the other day and I'm looking at all these people commenting all these crazy things. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you should just put a cage around Ferguson. Or you should just leave the animals there and let the animals be with animals. The fuck?
Yeah, that's some old school like medieval type thinking bullshit.
Exactly. And, you know, a lot of the stuff that really got most of these people angry is the fact that a black kid shot two white cops.
Hmm.
You know, so that kind of got a lot of people angry. But here's the thing. It was black people that turned this black ass in. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like not all black people gonna sit here and accept bullshit. You know what I mean? Yeah, there was some rioting and looting and shit like that. But of course you're gonna have that. You know what I mean? I guarantee you, given the chance, you go to a white town and some white people start rioting and burning shit, there's gonna be some white motherfuckers in there that's taking some flat screen TVs, taking some dog food. You know what I mean? That's just doing something.
Yeah.
You know?
I think what people need to realize is that the media can portray things any way that they want to.
Exactly.
You know, things happen in black neighborhoods just like things will happen in white neighborhoods or Hispanic neighborhoods or Indian neighborhoods. You know, there's always somebody in those communities of any race that are going to be having a lower mentality and a
True.
violent or nature or something of the sorts that you know if it happens to be a black person, people are going to just instantly assume all black people are bad,
Right.
and then you see it in a white neighborhood and the instant thing that people think is like, oh, those stupid hillbillies.
Right.
I think everybody's got their stereotypes. I mean, just like a lot of Muslim people, everybody thinks they're terrorists. You know.
You know, it's kind of funny though. You know, I can't even lie. I remember when 9/11 came, and I was riding the bus. I was going to school, and I saw this guy. You know what I mean? This Muslim guy came on, and like the media got me fucked up. You know what I mean? They really got me thinking like, damn. You know, you see somebody wearing, I don't know what you call that stuff, but I'm just gonna say a gown for right now. But you know, you see somebody wearing their traditional clothes, you know what I mean, from the Middle East. You know, you all make this thing, God damn, he might got a bomb under there or something like that. You know what I mean? But that's not the way I was brought up.
Hmm.
But you know, when you watch the media, man, and they talk, you hear all these people talking, especially on Fox. You know what I mean? It's fucking crazy what they saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even, you know what I'm saying, like you see, you know, you tend to see certain people, you put a certain stereotype to them, but it wasn't until I went through that same situation. Like, I was actually on the bus at the time. I had a beard, you know, so I was growing a beard and stuff like that, and I had a beanie on, you know what I mean? So, and I had a beanie on, and I had that fucking Osama green jacket on, that green jacket Osama's wearing. I had that on. So I was wearing that. I had some Timbs on and shit, and I went on the bus, and people were just looking at me funny. You know what I mean? They was just looking at me like, oh shit, this motherfucker. You know what I mean? But I'm black. I wouldn't expect that. But they're not necessarily seeing color. You know what I mean? At that time, they just seen a group. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're Muslim. You know what I mean? And because at the time, I guess I must have looked like a Muslim man with a full fucking beard. I got a fucking bomb. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's not until, you know what I mean, you put yourself in somebody else's, I guess, shoe, you could say. You know what I mean? You actually know what the fuck they go through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I try not to judge people, man. You know what I mean? I try to just let it be what it is. You know what I mean? But there are stereotypes. What you gonna do? I mean, be honest, man. Some of the stereotypes that y'all white people talk about us.
Do you guys grow up, you just know how to sell drugs, or is that something you learn along the way?
Well, that's a yes and no question. And that's actually pretty serious. You know what I mean? It's yes and no. No, because if you have parents like I do, you don't know what the fuck drugs look like. But if you have friends like I do, then you know what drugs look like. So you see what I'm saying?
All right.
It's
all
a
right.
yes and no situation. Question for you though:
All right.
is it true that all white people are racist?
I'd have to say not all white people are racist. I think there's different levels of mentality in almost any culture. The racist white people that are out there, honestly, man, they're pretty fucking dumb. You see them like the Ku Klux Klan. The people that claim to be like the top level Ku Klux Klan can barely speak English.
True.
You know, they portray themselves as these ignorant hillbillies.
Right.
Yeah, it just amazes me, these people that claim to be this ultimate race, you know, are probably some of the dumbest people I've ever seen,
Right.
you know. So I think you need to take a lot of things with a grain of salt.
Well said.
Question for you though.
All right.
Can you teach me how to break into a car, man?
Now let's get the record straight. There's actually more white car thieves out there than there's fucking black car thieves. Like, now, I don't know.
No, you have to throw a statistic. You'd be like 83%. People believe it if you throw statistics at them.
They really do. You know what's kind of funny though? We actually get back to that car thief thing, carjacking in a second. All right.
Oh, so there's a name for it.
See that shit? He just played me right now. He just played people. Y'all saw that? Yes, there's a name for it. Yo, so I'm gonna get my gun. I'm gonna jock your ass. But it's kind of fun. I was watching this documentary, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, there's a bunch of thieves on there, different type of thieves. You know what I mean? There's car thieves, credit card identity thieves, I guess you could call them.
Uh-huh.
But the identity thief is not who or what you expected. You know what I mean? It was a black guy that steals identity. You know what I mean? Very computer savvy guy, you know what I mean? Know what he's doing. You know, you probably think what?
Probably a white guy.
Exactly, you know what I mean? Anywhere around that line, you probably think a white guy or something like that. Well, now it's a black dude.
Or Asian.
Or Asian, right?
Asian people, man,
computers.
you can't trust them with your computer.
Zeros and ones. No, I'm kidding. But then the guess who was stealing the cars?
Muslim people?
It was a group of white guys stealing cars.
Kidding me? White people don't steal, man.
Yeah, you should know, huh?
It only happened one time.
And he's asking me how to steal a car. Damn hypocrite. Alright.
White people will steal like your hood ornaments.
I'm gonna steal your gnome.
Black
bitch.
people come into the neighborhood and my car is gone from the driveway.
Might be your rims.
Man, I'm really curious though. Can you teach me how to steal a car?
You know what? I can show you how to steal a car.
Really?
I think you might be impressed.
All right.
Y'all want to see this? Then let's go.
All right.
So you're really gonna show me how to do this, man?
I'm excited to do this, bro.
I've wanted to know how to do this for so long.
No, I got you. Just, you know.
Do you think black people would accept me if I know how to do this?
Nah, you ain't gonna get a black card. Not today, bro. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, though. When I do this shit, I don't want to hear no more stereotype about black people knowing how to steal cars, alright?
All right, man. I promised you I won't ever say anything like that ever again.
You better not say, nigga. Look,
Promise you're gonna show me though.
I'm gonna show you right now. But just make sure, keep a lookout for the boys, alright?
All right. So is this what you're gonna show me how to break into?
I'm gonna show you the break in right now.
That's a really nice car, man.
It is.
That's really, really nice.
It really is.
All right, man. All right.
You ready?
Yeah. Oh shit! That is awesome. That is really awesome. Can I do it now? Can I go in there? Me? Is it my turn? Is it my turn? Like this? Oh, I gotta try that. I gotta try that. Here I go. Ah. Man. I thought you were gonna show me.